What is up, everybody? Icyymike back again, bringing you episode 5 of our Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4, The French Frontier. In our last episode, we kept focusing on industry and kind of predicting what's going to happen. We already know the inevitable, as always. But in this episode, I really want to start focusing on getting my battle plans ready for my military, getting them set up, and to continue on building what we can as fast as we can. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play here. And let's go ahead and get our German border set up. They're exercising currently. Let's go ahead and get them moving to the front lines. The Ethiopia-Italian war is now over. Okay, assign front line for the German border. Bam. Do that. This armor division, I'm going to want... I'm not sure where I'm going to want this just yet. We're going to have to keep an eye on the Germans to see what they do in terms of building the front line, if they come over here and they take Belgium and the Netherlands. But for now, we'll just have them do the front line as well. And then the African campaign, they are already on a border of Italy, so they're taken care of. And then let's do the Italian border. Let's get that straightened up as well. We'll do one here and do another here. Just tidy that up a little bit, because we know what's going to happen. Oh, we know. Germany's doing industrial efforts, and Italy is doing Mare Nostrum. Okay. We've been building some planes. I did up the fighters a little bit, so those are going to be steadily being built. Let's check our production. We still have many military factories. But hopefully, actually, instead of doing these two, I'm actually going to build more military factories right now. Because we're almost done with our civilian factories, and I want to make sure that I build some more military. So down here, I'm going to do it down here. Just in case the Germans come through, we don't just give them a whole bunch of military factories. We just get industrial expansion, so our focus is done here. Alpine forts. Italy will get a negative opinion, so that may not be a good idea. Let's do the military factories, because we just talked about that. We need some more, and then on top of me building some, we should be pretty good. I'm struggling with whether I should build the anti-air first or the military factories. Each one of these is going to cost 2,500. So it's going to take a few hundred days. Let's go ahead and do the military factories first. Yeah, because we have 44 civilian factories. So I'm just going to shift click and put these all at the top. Let's go ahead and get these done. I want to start producing a military before things start getting a little bit hot for me to handle. There. Perfect. Going to get more military factories. Really going to ramp up our military production, which is awesome. But the next problem is manpower. We only have 300. We pretty much have used up all our manpower. So the only solution to this is to do our limited conscription. So we need more political power, which we're only getting negative 0.5 per day. We are boosting ideology in Spain. And that is to maybe help the democratic force. But I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. They're going to go into a civil war. I'm not going to be able to intervene much. But hopefully that little bit of boost helped. But I definitely need political power now. I'm only getting 0.2 per day. The other part that is negative is the disjointed government. So we need to get national unity. So to do that, there's probably a research that we can do. So after military factories, we go over here, and if we look, we have government reform. So bam, we get an instant 120 political power. So then we can get, we know we can change this, or we can get a political advisor to help with our national unity. Then moving along that, we're going to support the status quo, go with Britain. And then we have the option to invite Yugo, Romania, and guarantee Poland. Or we can strengthen our government, which gives us even more national unity, which is probably important, and then get some defense here. We also had the option of going with communism, supporting the left. But yeah, I think we're going to just support the status quo. I think that's where we want to go. So that's kind of our strategy moving forward. Now it's just, can we get enough military power to hold off the Axis for long enough for UK to really come in, and as well as the United States. And sometimes it takes a long time for the US to get involved. But there it is. There's the Civil War. And here you can see who has what. Going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I don't think I can get involved. Yeah, I can't do anything. So that's just going to play out the way it is. We can hope that the Republicans win. And the reason why is because we know we're going to go to war with Germany and Italy, and they are fascist, which, if you look at the nationalists, they are fascists, which means if the nationalists win, they control all of Spain, and if they get in a faction with the Germans and Italians, then that will give military access to them, which in the end could really expose me, because not only am I holding this side of France, I now have the backside to worry about. And I don't think I have enough military power to do that. I'll hardly have enough to hold off the Germans and Italians at the same time, if even enough. So here we have a choice to make. So we can go with factory strikes, which is going to basically give us a negative 90% output for a whole 90 days. But then we also get a negative 10%, but it's only for 90 days. But if we negotiate a deal, we only lose 30%, but it's going to last a whole year. And the communists are going to gain a 7% increase of popularity. Well, we're democratic, so that's not a very good deal. So I'm going to go ahead and take the hit for 90 days. We're still waiting on military factories to be built. So the strike really isn't going to hurt us that much because we're not really producing much. So that's the thought process on that one. We're building some light tanks, not a whole lot. We're building some infantry. We're actually not building any. Nothing's being produced because we're just so far behind in production. As you can see, we have 25,000 need. And we don't even have any factories on our planes. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the naval bomber. I don't think that's... actually, we could use that against our fight against Italy. I won't do that. We have 282 convoys, so we're good on that. Have some subs built. The good news is the French have a decent navy, which is good. Oh, nice. And our first little bit of industry is complete. So that's going to give us some more production. 0.08, the negative modifier there. Let's go ahead and do that so we get more efficiency. And this one gives a construction speed of plus 10%. Must do that. So we're still in the early stages of this thing. I've got it going at a pretty high speed though, so hopefully we cruise through. We just finished our first year pretty much. We've got 1 month left. And just we spent a focus on construction factories, industrial research, and then now we're going to start transitioning into military type stuff. I'm hoping that we can win. But this being my first playthrough of France, I may have made some mistakes, but we shall see. We shall see. See if they, the anti-Comintern pact, so they definitely are not going with the Soviets, which is good. And Italy is going for an African campaign. So that is good to know. So they are going for a triumph in Africa, which means we may get attacked here. I want to keep at least one foothold in Africa if I can, because I think it's going to be important, especially if I lose France, I can at least work out of Africa. It'll be a slower pace, but nonetheless, we at least have something to work with. Going to keep an eye on the Civil War. It does last about 3 years, so it's going to be a long time before we even see that have an effect, but we do need to keep an eye on it. Trade. The only thing we're trading is our oil. Oh, and we just finished our military factories. All right, hold up. Let's pause. Okay. Now that we have a choice here. I can go for government reform early, or I can snag this early. Oh, I can't. I have to go down this tree too. So this gives us more stuff. But I want to go ahead and reform our government and get this tree a little bit progressed, a little bit further. But now we have 2 more military factories. A whopping 2 military factories. I think, yeah, so we got more than that. We ended up getting 4 more because they went all into these planes, so they are built. But I'm going to go ahead and max out these. So now 12 out of 12. We are exercising, so we're using more, but they can stop. They've all leveled up, as have they. they're close. Only one didn't hear. Stop all of this. They weren't, and I'm just going to leave them at that. They're in Africa region. I'm not worried about leveling them up right now. Let's unpause. See what Germany's doing. Industrial effort, pretty standard stuff. I'm sure they're gonna do their standard take Czechoslovakia and Austria and all that. So we still got quite a bit of time, but that's why I want to make the transition to military. Although I don't have much manpower to work with. This is the negative side to all of this. Yeah. How are we gonna fix this problem? Total manpower 1 million. Recruitable 1.27 a month. Civilian 136. It's just not good. 300,000 is not much to work with. More military factories. We just built one. I'm just going to keep putting them in here. So we are losing a little bit of efficiency, but that's okay. I'm going to want this maxed out anyway, so it needs to happen. It's just a minor hiccup. Oh, and Republicans want military access. Sure, why not? Whatever you need. Whatever you need to win. I wish I could help you more, to be honest, but I can't. Just make sure you win that war. It's hard to tell who's winning. Looks like they lost a little bit of territory here, which isn't good. The Nationalists may win this one. It's hard to tell, though. It's a little early. They may get some help from some other, like the Soviet Union has a non-aggression pact with them and is helping them, obviously, because they're communist. And then the Germans and Italians on the other side are helping them. So we got some major countries getting involved in this war right now because obviously they want their party to win, which makes sense. Total sense. Right now, no one's doing anything against us, which is good. The political power we get is going to be nice. We'll be able to finally add someone to our laws and government and all this stuff. But we've got 50 days, a little less than 46 days. It's coming, though. It's coming. Now, I guess I'll go ahead and do some basically fake offensive orders just so they can prepare just in case. This isn't going to happen, but I want to go ahead and be ready nonetheless. So let's just say that we want to encompass this territory here. So go ahead and draw against this river line. Fortunately, we got to cross this river. I'll go ahead and take that territory and then come down and do it like that. And we'll do it for the same with the armor. I want to go ahead and put them in that theater for less confusion. Need a pause because I just had research. So we did anti-tank. 1939 is a little bit beyond our years. Let's go ahead and do the artillery. Definitely want artillery in our fight. So we're going to focus on that heavily. Build an offensive line just the same as we did for the other. And encompass that. Come down. There. Okay, they're done. Now let's do the Italians. And we'll just do it along this riverbank here. Grab that seaport. Nice small one to begin with. This probably is not going to happen, but you want them to be prepared regardless. Let's go ahead and do a fallback line as well. So you want these guys to fall back along here, behind the river, and the same. Where's fallback? There we go. The same for you guys. And then we'll come up here. I could hit play, that would help. And this armor division, we'll do a fallback line. Do one kind of along this line here. Actually, I don't like that. This one's kind of a... Yeah, I don't want to do that. Fallback line. Let's do it here. Try to get that military base, cross the river, and then meet there. And we'll probably have to draw a second one here, encompassing a little bit closer to Paris. This is good for now. Just want them to have an idea of what they're doing so the generals can get them prepared. There we go. It's a nice long front line that we won't be able to hold, of course. And so that's going to give us the battle plans with no units assigned because these don't have any divisions. But that's because they have an offensive order. But I may switch it. I'll just delete this one and then they'll hop to that one. But they're drawn nonetheless, so I don't have to do it in the middle of a war. But yeah, this is scary for sure. I'm kind of freaking out here. Freaking out. Let's hope the Republicans can pull out in Spain. What is Switzerland up to? Construction effort? I'm sure they'll get taken over too eventually. UK, the Shadow Scheme. I don't know what that one is. I've never played as the UK, so... gains national spirit. There we go. Industrial effort. So they're kind of going down this tree. And the Germans... they have done industrial efforts, so they're down here. They've done all of this. They have not remilitarized Rhineland, which is interesting. So they hadn't even gone down this road yet. They've been doing a lot of the industrial economy type stuff. Another factory was built. Awesome. Just going to go ahead and say like the next 5 factories need to go to this. I mean, we have 25,000. So that needs to be done. I mean, we need a lot of everything, but this is the one that we need the most. The most. Okay. Well, I think this is a good stopping point for this episode. I know it was a little bit short. We didn't really do a whole lot. Things are just kind of slowly progressing. But I promise you things will definitely heat up as the game progresses. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this episode. And comment if you want to share some of your feedback on the video, or if you have some strategies you want me to try. Always read the comments and respond to as many as I can. But I will see you guys in episode 6. Until then.